my name is Meowgical Mary, and today for our live stream, we are going to be streaming the game Strange Antiquities. And this is actually a game that I played the demo for several months back, and it came out in September. And I bought it as soon as it came out because I really loved the demo. I also bought the original, or the first one of this game because this is a sequel, although they can be played as standalones. And so I did buy the original Strange Horticulture, and it was really good, and I really liked it. And so I wanted to, play this one, especially since it's one that y'all have recently seen the demo for. And so, yeah, so this is Strange Antiquities. Now, Strange Antiquities, hold on, let me switch over to my game capture. So Strange Antiquities, it has a Steam description that says, become the custodian of a store dealing in occult antiquities. Explore the quaint and gloomy town of Undermere, where strange goings-on and dark mysteries abound. Find and identify arcane artifacts. Use your collection to aid the townsfolk with their unusual problems, and remember to pet your cat. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. I am very excited. As for, I forgot to mention this. It does have really, really good reviews. Its reviews so far, it has 1482, so 1,482 reviews, and they are overwhelmingly positive. It did release September 17th, 2025. Its developer was Bad Viking, and the publisher is Iceberg Interactive. And based on what I played of the demo, it was really good, and I really liked it. So I am very excited, and I really liked Strange Horticulture. It was one that has multiple different endings, and so you can get different achievements based on which endings and stuff you get, and so it's one that you really should play multiple times, and I really liked that. I thought it was cool. I don't know if Strange Antiquities is going to be set up the same way, but we're going to find out. So let's go ahead and get started. Start game. Oh, so it did keep my... Interesting. So it did keep my demo progress, but just for fun, and just for those that maybe who didn't see the demo, we're going to start a whole new game. As a thaumaturge apprentice, there is a lot to learn. Every object must be treated with care, and it is important to identify the harmful from the harmless, the potent from the mild. And we look at a little Groot here. At least that's what he looks like to me. It was only supposed to be a temporary arrangement when Ellie left the shop. Strange Antiquities in my hands. Might be Eli. I think it was Eli from before. None of us knew that by then the pendulum was already swinging with a terrible certainty that could not be stopped. The ravens were an omen, a circling unkindness of black wings and cheerless cries that seemed, even then, to signal the start of a rising dread. I remember I loved this opener in the demo. It was so nice. Day 1. Thursday. Okay, so it did specifically tell us that we need to pet the cat, so we'll make sure we pet him. I don't remember what his name was, but I remembered from the demo I really liked him. Hi. Eli. Okay, so Eli White. I have been called away to assist in an urgent matter in Ravenglass and must leave at once, okay? I am leaving the shop in your care, with some reluctance, I might add. Well, I am new, so, Make use of my reference materials. Here, take this. Okay, we got a book. Can I put the book down here? Yes, I can. Oh, sorry. Wait, go back. There's an index in the back that may be useful to you. If in doubt, study it carefully, and remember that there are some powerful artifacts here. Under no circumstances should you seek entry to any locked doors, drawers, or cupboards. In fact, safest not to touch anything at all. I should be back in a few days. Okay, and we're going to immediately break that rule because I didn't like that rule in the demo. Use the arrow keys, or WASD, to navigate your shop. Done. Beautiful. Okay, I want this notification to go away, so we're going to do this real quick. Yes, the thaumaturge. Eli White. Eli is a thaumaturge, a collector and curator of powerful objects. Objects that to the untrained eye may appear dull and lifeless, but that in the right hands and armed with the right knowledge can be a gateway to so much more. For Eli, the quest to unearth and understand hold on, I got distracted. And understand each new object has been the driving force of his adult life. As owner of Strange Antiquities, Eli is a stern master. He knows firsthand what can happen if the right precautions are not taken. He doesn't tend to show much emotion, but he does have a more tender side. A side that is mostly reserved for the store's cat, Jupiter. Okay, and then here's Jupiter. And he is nicknamed the Devourer of Souls. I remembered I loved that about him. Jupiter is the thaumaturge's cat, or more accurately, Eli is Jupiter's thaumaturge. Jupiter found Strange Antiquities, perhaps drawn to the curiosities within, and made it his home. Eli was more than happy to accommodate him, but he learned early on that Jupiter was his own master. His business is his own, but it largely consists of regular naps, terrorizing rodents, and midnight explorations of Undermere and beyond. What he does on his excursions is a mystery, but he seems to be well known among the town's residents. Okay, so let's get back out of here. Lovely. Okay, and... wonderful. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, let's go ahead and ring our bell. Hello, Thomas Pope. Congratulations. Today is the day you meet the great Thomas Pope. If I remember correctly, I didn't like you. That's me. Cool. I'm a man of two loves, fresh mountain air and a little white dog called Hamish. But I reserve some room for laughter among friends and shops with cats in them. If you would be so kind, I'm looking for a replacement for my hunter's boon. Yes. Okay, so I remember the hunter's boon. The hunter's boon, based on our description. I'm going to go through and do a quick analysis of how we're supposed to... not an analysis. Instruction, a how-to, yes, of how we're supposed to figure out what each item is. So hunter's boon. Okay, Hunter's Boon. A Hunter's Boon is a primitive item. They grant the power of the predator, enhancing perception and agility. They are made from trophies taken from slain beasts, with those from the deadliest predators being the most prized. They are simple items without embellishment. Okay, so we use this description here to go ahead and figure out which item that we have listed best matches that description. Now, I remember from the demo that it is this one. So, therefore, once you've found it, you can click on the different things here and learn more about them. So, color and composition. Move the cursor over different parts of the object to inspect it. So, it is a yellowy brown, and then it's a yellowy white color. It's because this is a fang, if I remember correctly. A sense of touch. Smooth, but with hard ridges. Smooth. Scent and sound. I have nothing to remark, okay? Inner perception. It gives me a sensation of power. Okay, and then one other thing is if I have an idea, if I have an idea what something is, I could label it, okay? Or one thing that I adjusted in the settings, and I'll show you real quick, is I turned on auto labeling. So once I successfully get something correct, it will auto label it for me so I don't have to do the typing. I did the typing in the demo, but just to save time, I don't intend to do the typing unless I'm taking guesses as to what an item is, and I don't necessarily want to submit it yet. So we'll see. Okay, but this one we're going to submit. You are the Hunter's Boon. And we are correct. Identified. Clues. This is a tiger's tooth, a trophy from a predator. On closer inspection, it gives a sensation of power. Okay, and so this gives us a page from our book. So every time we get something right, we get a page from our book. So the Selenic totem. These carved totems, more commonly known as moon hearts, can be imbued with a sentiment of or feeling, such as love or joy, and then held tightly to recall the same feeling. They sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with both the Selenic and Noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. Perfect. We got our first achievement. Handle your first customer. It's called business as usual. You could add labels to items while inspecting them using the right click. Yes, I am aware of that. Thank you. Are you going to go away? Okay, thank you. Let's go back this way. Okay, let's bring in the next customer. Jack Hungerford. The nights are drawing in again. Dark shadows hide dark deeds, or so my father always used to say. Seems like the shadows have grown darker since he passed 2 winters gone. A creeping dark has set up in my house. I'm told a shadow hold will draw it out. This one was the bottle, right? I mean, look, I think this was the bottle. Interesting. Yeah, that definitely means something, but I don't know what yet. Oh, that one's spazzing. Yeah, that meant something there, especially the way it was spazzing. Okay. Reminder, I've stored a couple items in the cellar of the wine merchant next door. Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's my archive. You can use shift to bring up the magnifying glass. Thank you. All atomic objects produce a field of sorts. Although invisible to the naked eye, they can be observed by placing an object over a atomic lens. Okay, so this is the atomic lens. Diurnic field pattern. The fields are not fully understood despite attempts to study them over the years. Okay, let's add this to our archive. We have a compass and a map. Let's put that there. We have another item. Oh, let's not put that there. Let's hang you here. Wasn't done. And then let's hang this here. Sure. Okay. Was there anything else down here in these drawers? Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. You don't go there. I think you go here. Just based on spacing. Yes, because it's a pattern. Yes, it is a pattern. Okay, yes, that one does go there. I don't know where the rest go yet, but we'll figure that out. Because I don't even have the other pieces right now. What are you? An interesting little thing. Yes, immediately breaking all the rules. Touching anything and everything we want to. Oh. Interesting. Okay, I don't like that these things are way over here and it's harder to see. I would like them over here. Okay, good. Now they are easier to see. Let's move this plant because I don't want the plant right there. No, I want it. Sure, right there is perfect. Okay, and then I want to move this stuff over here. Excellent. Okay, so now I can see everything from the one screen. These are all the items I have. What's this? Oh. Oh, it's the moon phases. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Anyways, okay, so yes, let's go and look under the book and look up, oh, nope, Shadowhold. Shadowhold? A shadowhold, or a shadic vessel, is a container of any kind, sometimes a jar or a bottle or some sort of box. It can be used to contain an oshadic spirit, the manifestation known as creeping dark, pulling it from the shadows like poison from a wound. They are decorated with an elaborate design called a shadow catcher. A shadow catcher design. Okay, so this is it here. This one here. Excellent. So Shadowhold. The item is a container of some kind. The design on the bottle is the same as the sketch. True. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, now we have a new one. A sun bond is a small and lightweight designed. A sun bond is small and lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly, and made of a non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and the light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Okay. Yes, I know. Yes, I've already been doing that. Yes, thank you. What's with all these ravens flying about Undermere today? I can't remember ever seeing anything like it. Not a good day to be the sort who believes in dark omens. A letter for you. Excellent. I will take this letter. We discovered some papers in a hidden desk drawer in the boat yard last night. Mr. Jones almost threw them in a fire pit, but I asked to take a look at them first. That man does like to burn things. They look old. Maybe there's nothing of much use here, but I thought of you when I came excuse me, when I came across an entry on the Shin. Okay. Charlie Weathers. Thank you. Put that in our archive. You want an Ossic ring. Ossic. That's a pleasing word to hold on the tongue. Yes, the Ossic ring, if I remember correctly, was this thing. It's made out of bones. Sense of touch. One of the key factors was that it hisses. Yes, so this is the Ossic ring. I'll read the description just because this is the one that I struggled with in the demo. It took me forever to figure this one out. And it has some evil quality to it. Yes, okay, but I want to read this one real quick before I submit it. Ossic ring, there you are. These somewhat macabre objects were originally made as offerings to the goddess Korchin, but the practice fell out of favor as belief waned. They are hard to come across now, but they are occasionally sought out for their ability to keep vermin at bay. Some say that they can hear Korchin's unearthly hiss when they hold an Ossic ring up to their ear. And Korchin, the serpent goddess. Okay, take your Ossic ring. Clues. Made of bone, this item satisfies the description macabre. Closer inspection confirms that a hissing noise can indeed be heard. Yes, so this is accurate. Okay. An evocant. These stone items weigh the same as a man's heart, according to popular myth. The truth is a little less dramatic, but the weight of these items is nevertheless important and should not stray more than a hair from precisely 1 pound. They are placed on the chest of those in a coma to draw them out. Okay. Interact. We have a new person, Edmund Bishop. The behavior of these ravens is disturbing, to say the least. As a rule, they only come together to feed. Ravens are omnivores, carrion eaters mostly, but they'll take anything they can get their talons into. And they will kill if necessary. I didn't plan on dropping in today, but there's something happening out there, and I'd like to know what. A voice of Cernunnos might help put me at ease, or it might do the opposite. Okay, voice of Cernunnos. Is that the one that's the goat guy from the demo? Yes. Okay, the name Voice of Cernunnos is used to refer to any bronze torque that has certain imbued properties. With skill, such an item can be used to read the patterns of nature that are otherwise hidden to us. Cernunnos is the pagan god of the forest and nature, typically depicted as a man with the antlers of a stag and often wearing or holding a torque. Cernunnos wearing his torque. Okay. That is this one. Bronze matches that description. An uneven texture. Nothing to remark on the center sound. Nothing to remark on inner perception. But this is it. Use. Voice of Cernunnos. This item is made of bronze. A similar looking item appears around the neck of Cernunnos in the sketch. Spirit Eye. There are some who stay away from spirit eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It is not clear exactly what they do show. Another layer beneath the visible world, perhaps. A layer that requires something more than the traditional sense to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Okay, so now we are at the end of the day, and so we can close. We will pet Jupiter. He's so beautiful. End day. Oh, I want to read our description of our new person. The ornithologist. Edmund Bishop, the 14th Lord of Gleeson Castle, is a man of wealth and privilege like the 13 before him. He is a man who would be easy to despise, as his father was, but he is well loved by those who know him. Now retired, he was a professor of ancient languages at the University of Cumbria, but his real passion is birds. His students learn to divert particularly dense lectures on Latin declension by asking about local owl species or by quizzing the professor on increasingly exotic bird calls. Edmund was only too happy to oblige, spending hours recounting stories of his adventures in Africa and New Zealand. Okay. Okay, let's end the day. Oh, I want to put this up here. Let's do all of our known items on this row. Perfect. Okay, and then let's move you too. Okay, and then there was something in my archive. Where was it that I was going? I've stored a couple of items in the cellar of the wine merchant next door. EW. Okay. Let's go there real quick. The wine merchant next door. So we are... Hold on. We are... Strange Antiquities, number 29. So we're right here. So the wine merchant is either here or here. Let's try this one. I'm wasting my time here. Okay. Now we know. Ooh! Okay. The little wheel thing went up. Oh, and I just realized y'all can't really see the little wheel thing. Let me move my person just a little, or my character just a little so y'all can see the little wheel thing easier. There we go. Okay, so this is, so the stuff down here in the bottom corner. This is where I've been clicking for the bios. This is the archive here. This here is my, I believe it was a sanity level based on the demo. And when it gets to red, then I have to play that little mini game with the cat. And the dice rolling and stuff. And then this is the day, well, the day, basically. Okay, so I want to explore one more. So Strange Antiquities is here. And they said the cellar. So let's try this one. Yes. The proprietor, Mrs. Cranmer, begrudgingly grants me access to the cellar when I explain that I'm from Strange Antiquities next door. Yes, well, take the lot of them out of here, would you? I can't say no to Eli after all he's done for me, but I don't like the thought of those unnaturals in my cellar. Items discovered. So we have 3 new items. Okay, we will hang you here. And you can go there. And you with your little bottle thing can go here. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, end day, and let's move forward. Wait, is there anything else? Okay, that one has been done. We know this. What was this one? Okay. The black mare thundered through the icy rain, shining wet in the silver moonlight. Her cloaked rider was exhausted, cold and soaked to the bone. He knew he would not survive the night if he did not reach Backborough. Remember this little mini game? Okay. An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. An escaped prisoner. Where's the prison? The old jail. Okay, 10. So 10. The escaped prisoner ran northwest. So northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. So the very first building would be this one. If this is the old jail. I should not have come here. Okay. Well, now I know. Don't come there. Okay, so that's not the clue I'm looking for. I want to try one more. 10, the old jail. Was there any other... Oh, and there was something about the boatyard. About old papers at the boatyard. I wonder if I need to go grab those. Let's try that. Okay, the boatyard. The yard has seen better days. A mess of broken and rotten timber covers most of the outdoor space that isn't taken up by upturned boats, slowly being claimed by the weeds. In the middle of all this, a man looks up from repairing a small rowing boat. "You must be from Strange Antiquities," he says with a smile. He takes me into the dilapidated office where two metal buckets collect drips of brown water, and a thin window pane rattles with every footstep. He pulls a sheaf of browned papers out of a desk drawer and places them gently in my hands. Thank you. Okay, so we have sleep vessel. The 6 points of a sleep vessel are said to represent the 6 thaumic disciplines: Selenic, Dradic, Nautic, Diurnic, Wixic, and Mentic. They help people to stay awake beyond any natural limits by storing their fatigue. Over time and repeated use, they become more and more difficult to handle, as though the undreamed nightmares within are beginning to seep out. I want to see this one. Okay, I'll have to look at that one later. Apparently, as an afterthought, and somewhat reluctantly, the man gives me something else as I'm leaving. "I have no use for it," he says. "Don't even know what it's for." So he's giving me an item. Ooh. Let me go back to that description I just read about the sleep thing. Wasn't it called a sleep thing? Maybe it was an evocant? No, it wasn't an evocant. It was... No. Oh, this was the other one. These common items, Shin. These common items are made using materials with a connection to the ocean. They began as superstition, simple objects made by sailors and fishermen to keep their boats safe. But with the help of the old thermatoges, they became something more, and many lives were saved. Cool. Okay, let's... Is it silent breath? No. Oh, here it is. The sleep vessel. Okay. The 6 points of a sleep vessel are said to represent the 6 thaumic disciplines. They help people to stay awake beyond any natural limits, etc., etc. Okay, so I think this thing that I just received might be a sleep vessel. This thing, 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So far, at least, it's the only thing that has the 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This also does. Interesting. I think this could be a sleep vessel. A sense of crackling energy flickers in the depths of my mind. Interesting. Okay. Okay, anyways, bring me the next customer. Hello, Verona Green. Ah, well, that's just perfect. Undermere fizzing with fear over these ravens, and the thaumaturge has left his apprentice in charge. Sorry, my dear, that was rude. Pay no attention to me. I'm an old lady who got out of the wrong side of bed. These ravens have got under my skin is all. Please do let Eli know that I was looking for him next time you see him, and pass on my thanks for letting me borrow his copy of Hermetic Symbology. I shall. Okay, so celestial, diurnal, individual, imbuements, I mean. Okay. Tess Sherwood. I feel paralyzed. I have no job, no partner, no friends, no prospects. I heard a horned shackle might be the answer. Okay. Let's look up and see what a horned shackle is. Horned shackles are used to bring about change in one's life, bestowing the ability to overcome personal demons. In use, the horns are rubbed between one's fingers, causing them to become worn smooth over the years. They can be worn as pendants, but are more commonly totems of some kind. An example of an elaborate horned shackle. Okay, if I remember correctly, this one was this thing. Wood. This part feels smooth. It's rough and pitted. Okay, I'm pretty sure this one is the horned shackle. Yes. The item has horns. Okay. Closer inspection reveals that the horns have been worn smooth. Okay. Vesiger. A vesiger can be used to prevent the spread of disease and pestilence. Among other oddities, flames burn pale blue in their presence. Okay. Do we have a vesiger? So far, it's looking like no. Oops. Ah. So this is a vesiger. Okay, we can go ahead and label this. So stone, gold down here, with silver here, gold here, and then a blue gemstone, an orange gemstone, a green gemstone, and a gold, and a turquoise gemstone. So it's cool up here, and warm down here. Interesting. So we have a vesiger. I'll put you over here. David Schoffer. At least the weather's looking a little better out here today. Oh, out there today. I have a letter. Good day. You might be interested to hear that my plow overturned a strange-looking object yesterday. Come to the farm and it is yours. For the right price, of course. Kind regards, John Royston. So we're going to Royston Farm. Okay, so I've done this one. Not yet done this one. Okay, come to the farm. Royston Farm, number 30, right here. John grins as I struggle to hide my obvious interest in the item he shows me. Any hope that he might not be fully aware of its value quickly evaporates, and after a lengthy negotiation, I reluctantly hand over the amounts he originally asked for. Pretty. Excuse me. Okay. I wanted to read this new description. Okay, the occult scholar, Verona Green. Verona has been a constant in Undermere for as long as the streets have had cobblestones and the churches have had bell towers. She is respected and feared, which she revels in, and she is revered and admired, which she tolerates. Her knowledge of the occult world is second to none, and her expertise has steered the citizens of Undermere away from catastrophe on more than one occasion. The near misses of the Selenic Flame and the Woken Dendru are two events that spring to mind. She is of the opinion that no problem is so great, no obstacle so insurmountable, that it can't be diminished by a properly brewed pot of tea. Okay. I still want to find this one about the jail. The old jail traveled northwest. So northwest. First building he came across. Could be this one. This doesn't seem right. There's nothing here. Okay, let's try one more. An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. Is there any other parts where an escaped prisoner would be? Okay, so let's pretend that the old jail is no longer used. So maybe it is the pit? That doesn't look right. That looks like a black hole there. That doesn't look right. Okay. What about Golfrey's Tower? 22. Where's 22? That doesn't look right either. Northwest. I've been looking east. Oh my goodness, I've been looking east. Northeast, southwest. Okay, northeast. So, left here went the first building northeast. Let's try this way. I mean northwest. That was east. Let's try this one. Aha! The dilapidated. Oh, I got an achievement. It said solver, and it said solve your first clue. The dilapidated warehouse is dark and imposing, and the struggling flame of my lantern does little to pierce its depth. I slowly search through its contents with a sense of despair, wondering if I'm even in the right place at all, when suddenly and unexpectedly I uncover something of value. More relieved than elated, I take the trinket back to the shop for further study and a warm drink. Oh, that looks terrifying. I don't know that I like this item. It's kind of scary. It's an iron claw and a black gemstone. Interesting. Okay. Julia Braddock. Ah, Jupiter, we meet again. Our paths crossed late last night on Princess Street. We shared a moment before he slunk off into the dark on important business, no doubt. I wonder if you can help me. Oops. Scrolled too soon. I'm visiting my grandmother later and wanted to bring her something. She lives all alone on the edge of town, out on Clanbrook Road, and I don't always manage to get out there as often as I'd like. I thought maybe a moon heart would bring her some comfort. Okay, if I remember correctly, the moon heart is this owl, but I will read. Heart chamber? No, not that. Ah, there goes, the Hellenic totem. These carved totems, more commonly known as moon hearts, can be imbued with a sentiment or feeling such as love or joy, and then held tightly to recall the same feeling. They sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with both the Selenic and Noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. Yes, this is the owl. Selenic totem. This is a carved totem. The owl is associated with the night. It bears a concealed crescent shape. Using the closer inspect tool tells me it imparts a feeling of joy. Okay, Holgan Grimm. These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for his protection. Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment. Path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. Okay. Okay. A friend of mine, or former friend, I should say, has been stealing jewelry from me. 3 necklaces have gone missing over the past few weeks, including one that was a gift from my late grandmother. Okay. Okay, for this one I need to make a choice. There are no wrong answers, but my decision will no doubt affect the events in motion outside my shop. So I could give her a binding seed or a Zia, whatever those are. Let's go look. Oh, I didn't read this last part. Hold on, what was the last part of her statement here? Do you have a suitable pendant that I could leave lying out for her to find that will teach her a lesson and make sure it never happens again? Okay, yes. Now, let's look. So, we could do a Zia, worn about the neck to place them closer to the heart. These innocent-looking items instill a sense of fear and paranoia. They can be difficult to remove. Zias are made of any single material except wood or clay. They typically have no symbol or other writings upon their surface. So they're made of any single material except for wood or clay. So it's a single material. And they have no symbol or other writings. Okay. And then the other was the binding seed. These items are made of 2 distinct materials representing the mentic and the wixic, the mind and the body. The winding path to the mind is described by a spiral encompassing the body, the seed. A binding seed is a form of punishment that amplifies feelings of guilt and shame. Okay, so we would want her to feel shame, but not necessarily fear or paranoia. If I remember correctly, this was the binding seed. Okay. Marks, and then I think here, yeah, I don't like how this makes me feel. Yeah, that shame and that guilt. Okay. Come here, please. Yes, binding seed. The item is made of 2 materials, wood and stone. It features a spiral surrounding a seed. Shield charm. Generic charms of protection have little to offer the skilled thermatage, but can have some small effect. An Ashatic spirit or wandering shroud will not abide them, for example. Such charms make use of the art of symbology, an ancient and some would say primitive component of thaumaturgy. They can be made from a variety of materials, though rarely precious metals. Beautiful. Okay, I emptied out these drawers, didn't I? I did. Okay. Now the one that had said it was mostly either... It's normally one material. Has no symbols. But normally not clay or wood. I wonder if it's this thing. Bronze. I have a strong sense of being watched. I could see that being paranoia. Let's label this one as the Zaya. But let's put a question mark because we're not sure on that one. Okay, yes. Possible Zaya for that one. Hi, kitty. Emmett Burrows. They found a man just now in that house where all them ravens were. Okay. I wish I hadn't seen, but I did. He was sheer white, but it was his eyes that are going to give me nightmares. All black they were. It was like he weren't there anymore. I don't need to wait around for another sign. I'm taking my family to Sudburg, and I'll be taking a Libula to see us safely through. Okay, you want a Libula. Let's figure out what a Libula is. Libulae are purported to offer reassurance in times of upheaval and change, but they are not held in high regard by most scholars of the occult. That being said, an imbuement of wisdom shows that a libula is not merely decorative. There is power in symbology, as the old thaumaturges knew well. Okay, so it's some kind of item that has the wisdom symbol on it. Wisdom. Wisdom. Okay, it's got this like crown kind of symbol. Okay, I believe we decided it was this thing. Nothing else has that symbol, yes? No. Okay. The item bears a symbol of wisdom. Yes, it does. Witch's finger. Witch's fingers are said to be the severed digits of the Witch of Undermere. They are capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is supposedly purification of the body. A most unpleasant experience, but a last resort that has cured some and finished off others. Interesting. Okay, you are a Libula. We know what you are, so you're going to go here. Sorry, just doing a little bit of organizing. Perfect. Okay, and let us end the day, I believe. Okay. A deep pain radiated down the side of the rider's head where he had sliced himself with a diverging hook, and his thoughts were scattered and torn. He could not see out of his left eye. Bottle, maybe? No, what is this? A key? Oh, it's showing a building. This is a building map. I need to find the building that matches. Okay, we're looking for a symbol that matches the shape. Symbols that matches this shape. Okay, I found it. It's this one right here. And so I need this section. Okay, there is a narrow gap between the two houses, and I spy a small wooden chest wedged firmly inside. Slowly, I manage to work it loose, and when it finally comes free, it shoots out onto the hard ground and snaps open, revealing its long-hidden treasures. Items discovered. So I have 2 items that have been discovered. This is pretty interesting. Okay, let's, now that we've done those, let's go ahead and bring in our next customer. Francesca Robertson. Good morning. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm Francesca Robertson, a doctor of sorts. I assume you heard about Mr. Hungerford. It seems to be the talk of the town already. I'm used to dealing with maladies of an occult nature, but black eyes are certainly unusual. I've heard of something like this before, but I don't see how it could be the same thing. Either way, I'm hopeful and Evacant will have some effect. She has scars from scratches on her cheek. Okay, let's find this Evacant for you. Oh, okay, it's a stone. So it's a stone item that weighs the same as 1 pound. Weighs exactly 1 pound. Okay, so this is 1 pound. And it needs to weigh the same, and it has to be made of stone. Maybe. Possibly this. It does appear to be exactly 1 pound, so this is an option. More than 1 pound, so no. Less than 1 pound. More than 1 pound. Okay, I believe it is this. The item is made of stone. Weighing the item using my scale shows that it is exactly 1 pound. Dataless link. A dataless link is a powerful object capable of producing a levitation field. The field is extremely fragile, however, so it would be prudent not to take risks. These items are surprisingly light in weight. Their designs vary, but they might point to some facet of flight, a feather or the wings of a bird or insect, for example. Okay, let me read this description. The Doctor, Francesca Robertson. Growing up, Francesca's father was her hero. When he died suddenly and tragically in a mysterious incident, nobody seemed able or willing to give her the answers she demanded, and she grew tired of being fed the same stories that she knew could not be true. As she entered adulthood, she learned how to find things out for herself, and what she learned opened her mind to a world she hadn't known existed, a world of occult maladies and dark articles. She learned about Tormund's paralysis, Hobbs' fear, and the Sapphire Curse, and she learned that these maladies could be cured. Oh, excuse me. Temperance Parker. I had a quiet chat with Edmund Bishop and the Guilty Ram last night. Oops. He's always got an interesting story to tell, but last night he was different. I can tell he's worried, which has got me worried, too. I know it's not much, but I'd like a shield charm, all the same. Okay, we just learned about shield charms. Okay, so... they make the use of the art of symbology. A variety of materials, though they rarely use precious metals. Okay, let's look in here real quick. Okay, it's a shield charm, so possibly a symbol of protection. Okay, so yes, it's gonna have a shield charm or protection charm, most likely. A cheap metal of some kind, probably pewter. Bone, yellowed white, fabric of some sort. Hard and somewhat rough, a rough fabric. Engraved detailing. Could be this. We're gonna go with this. Yeah, it's the only one I see so far that has any sort of... Yes, okay. Apprentice. Identify 10 items. Shield charm. This pendant has a symbol of protection. Okay, cool. St. John's anvil. These items have much in common with the St. John's poppy plant of the same name, a fact that is reflected in their designs. They have quite different uses, however. Whereas the plant helps to overcome deafness, and the anvil will dampen sound. They can even be tuned to filter out certain noises, but allow others to be heard still. Interesting. Let's put you here. Perfect. There's something I wanted to show you. I didn't like the look of it, so I left it where I found it. What if it's cursed? It was hanging behind an old shed, all overgrown with ivy. Let me draw a quick map for you. There. Okay. So there's a church, some trees, a pond, a building, and then there's this little thing here. Okay. I believe it is right here. Okay. The shed is actually a wooden summer house that looks out over the pond, but it's clear that it hasn't been used in some time. Thick brambles claw their way up and over one side of the structure, and ivy covers the rest in a mottled green cloak. I find what I'm looking for to the rear. Parts of the ivy have been torn away recently, revealing an amulet hanging from a rusted nail. Something else catches my eye as I reach for it, and I notice that there is another pendant hanging next to it, almost completely hidden by the ivy. Very interesting. Okay, you have been used, and so you can go in here. Down there. Okay, so we have these two. Beautiful. Okay, next. Eli's picked a bad time to leave Undermere. I've come from the Hungerford house, where I've been helping Dr. Robertson and looking for any clues about what happened there. There wasn't much to go on. Oops. I did find a shattered Oceanic vessel, but whatever did this was no creeping dark. There was a strange black stain on the flagstone floor that I didn't like the look of, and the ravens. Very unusual, but at least they seem to have dispersed. I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to take a trip to Gleeson Castle to see if Edmund Bishop can shed any light on their behavior. But first, I would like a messenger, whatever that is. We don't want it spreading. Okay. Okay, so I believe... Oh no, you are definitely the messenger. I already checked. Okay. Using a candle, I am able to confirm that flames burn blue in its presence. Yes, accurate. Moonstone Guardian, for the banishment of Hobbs' fear and Noctic sight. These tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. Okay, so that is the end of day 3 now. Let's go look. End the day. Yeah. Two days earlier, the writer and his fellow adventurer were deep underground, exploring the tunnels below the Kirkhead Tower, when they made a discovery. Their elation at their find would soon turn to horror. Okay, what do we have now? mirror? Oh, no, not a mirror. What is this? A key. It's a key. Okay, a key. After a disagreement between two houses, I was buried. I was buried behind lock and key. Lock and key. Okay, the lock house is number 7, which is here. Something either here or here. Ivy strangles the iron gate, creaking loudly as it opens. Behind dust-cloaked windows, somebody watches me approach the old house. I tap the brass door and knocker, waiting for an answer that never comes. Okay. Let's try once more, and let's try here. Ah! A large, flat slab of granite marks the otherwise empty field. It bears an inscription. On this spot in the year 1813, Arthur Key did shoot and killed the beloved horse of Wellington Lock. Buried at the foot of the slab, I find an unlocked chest containing a handful of legal documents, as well as a pistol and another item that catches my attention. Interesting. It's kind of pretty. Okay, Eli's back. Well, the shop is still standing. That's something. Say what you will about Undermere, but this town is never quiet for long. I leave for a few days, and suddenly everyone's talking about ravens and curses. I'm going to need to find Verona to get up to speed on what's going on. At least I didn't come away from Ravenglass empty-handed. I can always rely on Quiet Susan to unearth an interesting trinket or two. What did we find? Ooh. You're a pretty little container. Let's put you up here. Very fascinating. Edith Moore. I am not a good person. I am pushing away the only people I care about. Oh. She's wearing the binding seed. Okay, hold on. Okay, so she says, I'm not a good person. I'm pushing away the only people I care about. Help me do better, please. I have to change, but I don't know how. What do you have that can help me banish my inner demons and make the changes stick this time? Okay. So, something that can make you become a better person. Let's look and read what we have. No, that's dealing with memory. No. 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 Two objects that were designed to slot into our mirror weapon tree. No. 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 They are capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is supposedly purification of the body. I don't know how to help you. Okay, hold on. That can help me banish my inner demons and make the changes stick this time. Let's look at the ones that I have already. Maybe this is a repeat. What was that, Occult? No. Horned shackle. To overcome personal demons. Okay, I like that. Horned shackle. So you need this. Okay. The accounts didn't snap Mr. Hungerford out of it, unfortunately. It's strange. At times he appears almost awake, but he is deep in some kind of trance, and I can't get anything out of him. He seems to be searching for something. I'm beginning to suspect this is beyond my skill set, but I'm not willing to give up so easily. I know it's a bad idea. And a sleep... Wait, I know it's a bad idea, but I'm going to need a sleep vessel to get me through this week. Okay, you want a sleep vessel. Remind me what a sleep vessel was. That's the six-pointed thing? Six points of a sleep vessel are said to represent the six stomach disciplines: Selenic, Dradic, Noctic, Diurnic, Wixic, and Mentic. Okay. I believe that is this thing. And those are protection symbols. What is that middle symbol? Protecting from insanity. The 6 points to protect from insanity. Interesting. Oh. That's not a sleep vessel. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. This also has 6 points. Looks terrifying. With blood. That looks terrifying, but it does have 6 points. Maybe it's that thing. Any other thing with 6 points? Okay, I guess let's try this thing. Nope. Oof. Okay, this one does have 6 points as well. Ah, there's a darkness to it, as if it holds untold fears inside, like nightmares, maybe. Somewhat painful. Okay, I think it's this thing. There we go. This item has 6 points. Closer inspection reveals the darkness inside. Resonance compass. A resonance compass will point towards nearby resonant objects, the only objects that can be detected in this way. Resonant objects are highly prized, both by thaumaturges and those who collect occult curiosities. Althea O'Shea. Many years ago, I owned a silent breath, but it was already old when I inherited it, and its power died soon after. It's about time I replaced it. Okay, I think the silent breath might be this thing over here, because that looks to me like it could be a hair of a white stag. It seems to make the hairs stand up on the back of my neck. Okay. Glass filled with a blue liquid. A white hair. Cold. Hi, Tigger. My little Winchester. Hi, baby. Okay, I think it is this. Cannot see because Winchester's in the way. I was right. Clues. The item features a white hare, a potential trophy from a white stag. On closer inspection, my senses come alive. Elva stones. Elva stones can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable ailments, such as Braxis or burning blood. The planetary metal used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that is also reflected in their design. I've always wanted to try a dataless link. I have a personal interest in the celestial branch, so I'm not completely new to such things, nor am I ignorant of the risks. And now I have a good reason for it. I need to take care of some roof repairs, and this would seem the safest way to approach it. Okay, let's go remind ourselves of what a dataless link was. A dataless link is a powerful object capable of producing a levitation field. The field is extremely fragile, however, so it would be prudent not to take risks. These items are surprisingly light in weight. Their designs vary, but they might point to some facet of flight, a feather, or the wings of a bird or insects, for example. Okay, so I think it's this thing. This. Yeah, it weighs less than half a pound. The bird motif is a connection to flight. Using my weighing scales, I confirmed that it is very lightweight. Yes, that is correct. I did. Cussic Purifier. A small topaz gemstone known as the Eye is placed in a strong-smelling liquid, usually some potent barley, spirit, or vinegar. Small tokens, such as rings or amulets perhaps, submerged in the liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Of course, there is a limit to the effectiveness of this process. Yeah, that's good for now. Okay. Spring. To me, this looks like it's supposed to represent fall. And this looks... So I don't know on that one, actually. Spring, maybe. What do those symbols mean? Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Phosphorus, possibly? Could also have been gold. Heat. Yeah, that's heat. What is this? It's a triangle. Heat. Heat and cold. Yes, so it's hot and cold with a green gem in the middle. Interesting. Ethereal key. An ethereal key is designed to be hidden from prying eyes. When activated by moving the object in a circular motion, the key is revealed by its gemstone of light. Maybe not that. No. Okay. No. Got it. Okay, so this is an ethereal key. Breaking in, open the locked section. Okay, cool. So this is an ethereal key. Let's put it over here. And now we have several new things. This is the compass that I was talking about before. No idea what that thing is. This is the group thing that I saw in the opening trailer thing. Coffin. Whatever that thing is. Okay, interesting, very interesting. Okay, so this thing So this is the compass. What did it say about the compass? This thing. The resonance compass. A resonance compass will point towards nearby resonant objects, the only objects that can be detected in this way. Resonant objects are highly prized, both by thaumaturges and those who collect occult curiosities. So this is the resonant compass. So this is one here. Does it go there? This is one there. Interesting. Well, I found 2 of such items. Okay, interesting. Well, that's what this is, though. I want to label this. Okay. Oh. Staring at the symbol makes my head swim. Interesting. What did that symbol mean? I remember seeing it before. This one? Hypnosis? I think it's that one, hypnosis. It is, it's hypnosis. Interesting, so that has something to do with hypnosis. Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let us keep going. Edmund Bishop. The ravens are back, I see. Looks like it's going to be worse this time. After speaking to Verona, I've come to extend an open invitation to visit Gleeson Castle. My family has lived there for generations, and I know there are artifacts that would be of use to you, gathering dust in hidden corners. All I ask is that you stay out of the south tower and the master bedroom. Okay. And run anything you find by me first, of course. Here's something to get you started. Walk past the main staircase and turn left. Follow that corridor down to the end and go through the door to the left. There is a small plinth in the corner of that room with an item on it that you are welcome to. I never did like it anyways. Edmund. Okay, so walk past the main staircase. So what is the main staircase? Okay, grand hallway. Main staircase and turn left. And turn left. Follow that corridor down to the end and go through the door to the left. So turn left. Follow the corridor down to the end and go to the door to the left. I don't think I liked that symbol though. What was that symbol again? Blessings. It's not the horned god. What is that? Bismuth. Okay. The plinth is not hard to spot in the corner of the room next to a small writing desk. A glass jar houses the object mentioned in Edmund's note. As I gather the item and turn to leave, my eye is drawn to a green book on the desk. The author's name is of particular interest. I pick it up and find Edmund on my way out, who encourages me to take it with me. I try to insist on paying for it at least, but he won't entertain the idea. Ah, it's another one. That did something. thought maybe I was supposed to match the stars. However, that does not seem to be the case. Okay, wait a minute. So when it's at this position and I flip it back around, so it has this one, this one, this one. Got it. A hidden sanctum. Open a vault. What if I put them in a different order? So I just so happened to get lucky. Very interesting. Yes, very interesting indeed. Okay. So, we now know that these 3 items are the resonance items. By placing an object over a thermic lens. A diurnal field pattern. The fields are not fully understood despite attempts to study them over the years. Let's put all of these down here, because these are the objects. Okay, so that's the end of that day. Do we want to try to explore any more in the castle? Let me look at these other. Quicksilver, lead, tin. Gold. Let's try going to this room that has the gold. I must have taken a wrong turn. This isn't where I meant to come. Okay. Then let's stay out of there for now. Okay, I think we're good on that. Let's take a look at this gemstone book. Okay, so amber is considered diurnic. Yellow or orange, sometimes containing impurities, the sunstone. Fire and light, heat and life. Amethyst is considered a wixic. Purple, a stone of containment. Okay. Bloodstone, wixic. dark green or black with flecks of red, a dark stone for dark purposes. Aquamarine is dradic, pale blue or turquoise, a stone of water. Jade is considered dradic. It's green, a stone of the earth and of nature. Iolite is durnic, a dark bluish purple, a calming stone of peace and safety. Mentic, blue, an anchor between body and mind. Malachite, dark green, striated. The fourth eye, a stone of sight. Obsidian, dradic, black volcanic glass, a stone of fire and fury. Selenic, pearly opalescent, usually pink or off-white, a stone of protection and enveloping night. Onyx, black, striated, a stone of the night and of darkness. There are some who fear it and some who are seduced by it. Topaz, pale yellow. Vivianite, noctic, dark blue-green, a stone of death and decay. It shows on iron coffins and waterlogged corpses. Okay. Well, this is kind of gross. Okay, end day. At the end of a long passageway, after days spent clearing away dangerous rockfalls, the duo came upon a chamber. In it, they found a small stone tomb, too small to contain human remains. It's a room. That's a hint for a room. Possibly this room. Yes. A portrait of some dead lord eyes me suspiciously as I enter the room and start absent-mindedly opening drawers. The room is cold and austere, and I am about to leave when I spot a crate under the chest of drawers. This could be something. It's beautiful. Cold, warm. Cold and smooth, warm. A pinkish gemstone. Bronze, stone. Interesting. Okay. Not sure about this fog today. It is an eerie atmosphere out there, especially with those damn ravens back again. It's usually fierce black dogs I've to worry about, not big black birds. Better off inside, I reckon. A letter. The triangle has intrigued me ever since I first heard about it as a young boy. What caused the pine trees to grow like that? Did someone plant them? I know you'll at least have heard of it, but did you know this? I calculated the exact center point, and there's a small clearing there. It can't be a coincidence. What's more, there is a certain energy about it, not entirely welcoming either. I wonder if you might take a look for yourself. Thomas Pope and Hamish, the dog. Okay, so he's talking about a triangle clearing with pine trees. Let's take a look at what he's referring to. Here. Heathwood. Sure enough, as I approach the center of the curious triangular copse at the heart of Heathwood, I come across a clearing. A tree that has been split in two stands in the center. Sunlight breaks through, and I take a deep breath of cleansing pine and earth. Almost immediately, I am struck by a sense of ominous power, and my intuition tells me that there is something unusual here at the heart of the wood. I examine the broken tree and notice some strange markings carved into the trunk. Heart beating faster, I spot something else embedded in the wood. 3 pendants arranged in a triangle shape. Interesting. Okay, it has no interest in any of those. What? Mask of Jupiter. Put the mask on Jupiter. Can I put other things on Jupiter? Okay. Anyways. Excuse me. Bone and clay. Huh. Customer. Gus Foley. It has been many years since I've performed the rite of the red knives, but I can still remember every step. I'd do it one more time before I die if I could only get my hands on an Orford spire. I tried that place in Ironside and they sent me here. Orford spire. I remember reading about this one. What was this one? During the rite of the red knives, an Orford spire is fully submerged in goat's blood for 9 days and 9 nights. When performed correctly, the rite is said to impart vitality and clarity of thought, although perhaps not for the goat. An Orford spire is fully submerged in goat's blood. Orford spire. Is fully submerged in goat's blood. And it's meant to do what now again? For 9 days and 9 nights, when performed correctly, the rite is said to impart vitality and clarity of thought. Okay, let's try taking a look at some of these. Not that, I don't think. Maybe this thing? I'm gonna try this thing. No, not that thing. Okay, maybe this thing? It's not rust, it's blood. It has an energy about it. This sounds like it could be it. It is covered in blood. Let's try this. Yes. Okay. 2 of the points of the item are visible in the sketch. Yes, I was going to say I did notice that. Closer inspection reveals dried blood, suggesting this item has been submerged in blood. Okay. Amphibian Talon. The League of the Amphibian Heart uses these items as part of its grim initiation rite. They guard their secrets closely, but it is said that they worship the ancient nameless gods, communing with them via the broken path. Acolytes must press the tip of a talon hard against their cheekbone to the point of drawing blood. They perform this act nightly for 49 days. 7 sevens, after which the scar will forever mark them. Oh, that's why that doctor... That's why that doctor has that scar on her face. It's the talons. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, anyways, I want to move you over here because I know what you are now. You can go right there. Which I don't see that talon thing anywhere. So I don't have that one yet. Eli. Hello, Eli. I need to go away for a few days again. I mean, you've barely been here as it is. The Order of the Black Veil will have the information I'm looking for. They seek to understand the world beyond death, drinking an elixir that sinks them into a deep trance. If I'm right, they may be able to shed some light on these events. The only problem is I burned that bridge long ago. Could you hand me that Guise of Lillian? It won't be the first time I've used one to get around their hatred of me. Okay, let's figure out which one of these is the Guise of Lillian. This is our boss, so we should do well. These items can allow the bearer to pass unrecognized. If used for any length of time, the wielder can begin to lose their sense of self. The remains of bygone creatures have been used in thaumaturgy for centuries, from petrified teeth and bones to trilobites, ammonites, and devil's toenails. A Guise of Lillian is one such item that makes use of this ancient source of power. Okay, so it's some type of old fossil-y bone thing. Okay, let's see what we can find. This thing, perhaps? Hardened ridged. It appears to be a fossilized creature of some sort. I notice a slight out-of-body feeling, like my hands belong to somebody else. Yep, this is it. Come with me. Okay, Guise of Lillian. The item has an ammonite fossil embedded in it. Closer inspection reveals that it produces an out-of-body feeling. Tenebran Cloak. Upon activation, a Tenebran Cloak can create a sphere of enshrouding darkness that will cloak all within its reach. A single stone set in bronze gives power to these totems. There we go. Okay, let's ring again. We have a new person. Rebecca Rose. Hello. Oh, is that a cat? My eyes may have completely gone now, but it's good to know I still have my cat senses. I do hope I'm in the right place. My daughter told me about a shop that specializes in unusual items. My life's joy has always been painting. Without that in my life, I'm afraid I'm at a bit of a loss. I know that I will never see again, but is there anything in your collection that might help me paint again? I feel a little foolish for asking. It means such a small thing, but it means everything to me. It seems such a small thing, but to me it means everything. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so there's the Aries Remnant or the Spirit Eye. Let's read what each of these do so I can figure out which one I would prefer to give her. Aries Remnant. These objects induce a form of synesthesia, where colors and tones, light and shadow, can be felt through touch. They are sometimes used by those who work in low-light conditions, such as miners. The gemstones in an Aries Remnant are arranged in the shape of the constellation that shares its name. Okay. And the other one was the Eye of... No, what was it called? Spirit Eye. Okay, Spirit Eye. There are some who stay away from Spirit Eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It is not clear exactly what they do show. Another layer beneath the visible world, perhaps, a layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. I don't know that I want to do a Spirit Eye. I think I want to do an Aries Remnant. And so how do I find out which one's an Aries Remnant again? The gemstones in an Aries Remnant are arranged in the shape of the constellation that shares its name. So they make a 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of like a 7, but backwards. So like this. And then dark purple gemstones, they are a stone of containment. Unless that's not it. A calming stone of peace and safety. Maybe that one. Okay, this is the Aries Remnant. The gemstones are arranged in the Aries constellation. Scythian charm. Older Scythian charms are carved out of wood, but the more powerful designs make use of the planetary metals. No two are identical. They are used by horticulturists to encourage stubborn plants to thrive. They can change with the weather, usually quite cold, but warm and tingly to the touch while it is raining. There it is. Those ravens have done for 3 more poor buggers, 2 of them at Calgarth and another fella, a fisherman. People are getting a bit panicky round here. Nothing natural about folks turning up with eyes all black like that. And now this fog, too. With the nights drawing in and me working late, I refused to walk down Holbrook Road without so much as a lantern. I had something nice and bright in my mind. Sunbond, okay. A sunbond is a small, lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly and made of a non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and the light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Small and lightweight. How much do you weigh? Okay, this is extremely lightweight. Could be this thing. Let me look at the gemstone. It's a bright orange gemstone. The sunstone. Fire and light, heat and life. Yes, that's it. Sunbond. This item has an amber gemstone, a stone of light. It is made of bronze, a non-precious metal. Closer inspection reveals that it is strangely warm. Yes. Siren Ward. Made from basilisk scales, a material known to endure intense heat. These unusual objects can permit the bearer to withstand fire and flame and remain unharmed. They do not, however, offer protection against the deadly basilisk itself. Interesting. Okay, there we go. Audrey Bell. Bend your ear to the trees. Hold your palm out to the wind. The ravens can feel it. Can you? Something is stirring. I will need a Holgan Grim in the coming days. Holgan Grim. What does that do again? These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacraments to ask for his protection, Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment, path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. Okay, so then the sacrament. What does it say under sacrament? Okay, let's go back. Wolfsong's truth. Path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. Okay, hold on. Let's look up some symbols. Okay, so it has this square with the X at the bottom. Square with the X at the bottom. Um... Let me look one more time. Protection. Okay, so some type of symbol of protection and truth. Protection. Okay, that's protection. And truth. No. I don't know if I have this. These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for his protection, Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment, path of... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me open this one. Oh, that's blessings. Excuse me, what does the gemstone, the blue-green gemstone mean? A stone of death and decay. Let's try this. The mask is an eerie item that can be worn. The sketch shows a priest wearing the mask with their back to us. Using the index, we can find a sketch of Holgar, to whom the mask bears a striking resemblance. Interesting. The gemstone is Vivinite, a stone of death. Yeah, I got that part. I did catch that he had horns and that he had the mask tied to his face. So I was kind of thinking the mask, but I didn't catch that it looks like Holgar. That's interesting. Lead hearts. These items depict the god Cernunnos in his non-human form. They are heavier than they look due to a core of lead hidden by a more modest exterior. They are said to kindle romantic interest and are sometimes given as wedding gifts. Interesting. Okay, so before we close out the day, I wanted to read about a few of these. So there's this one here that I have not read about yet. Audrey Bell. The followers of the warrior god Holgar are not easy to come by, but they make up for their low numbers with zeal and grandiosity. Their priests have all the self-appointed authority of a village fete? I don't know, organizer, and the power struggles between clergy and acolyte are as bitter and hard-fought as many a debate about bunting or cake stands. Audrey has strong opinions about death and the afterlife, perhaps forgetting that the god she follows is best known for sending thousands of people reluctantly to it, but had very little to say about its substance. Okay, the artist, Rebecca Rose. Rebecca's eyesight deteriorated very quickly several years ago, and now she is just barely able to distinguish dark and light. This affliction has robbed her of the thing that brought her the most joy in this world, painting, and yet it has not robbed her of her determination or her kindness or her love of life. When she learned of Strange Antiquities and that it might hold a way to restore her sight, she was hesitant. She never did anything without careful consideration, but eventually her desire to paint again won over, and she decided the risk was worth taking. Okay. I'm wondering if we should explore again. Mars in winter, rising in summer. Let's try the library. Piled upon a reading desk, I find books on ornithology. Alongside bestiaries of the old world, you can learn a lot about a person from the books that they read. Okay, so nothing to give me in that one. Let's try another. There's a note of the master bedroom. Let's try this room. This doesn't seem right. There's nothing here. Okay, let's try one more. Let's try the courtyard. Neat hedgerows and worn pillars frame the space. Gravel crunches underfoot, the only sound in the otherwise quiet courtyard. There's no reason to linger. Okay. I lied. We're going to try another one. To the vaults. The vaults are blocked by a large iron door. It has no handle or keyhole, and it does not give in the slightest when I push against it. I realize that it has been thomically sealed, but that's not much help. It's not clear what I need to open it. I think I know. I was wrong. I didn't know. Okay. Okay, I don't think I have anything right now that can help with this. So I'll have to come back to the vault later. Is there any other areas in here? I could check. Potted plants line the edges, Wren, Jacobsworth, and Camphor among them. It's peaceful, save for the distant chirp of birds, but it's time to move on. Let's try the kitchens. The smells and sounds of cooking greet me as I enter the castle kitchen. Simmering stews and clinking pots. Hard stairs make my presence conspicuous, so I leave them to it. Let's try. We tried the courtyard. We've already been here, so we got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. We have not tried this room or any of these. This was a mistake. Now we're gonna have to roll. Oh, nope, we're good. Okay, let's end the day before we have to roll. Inside was the reason that they had toiled so hard. A small black casket, a very valuable small black casket. They knew enough not to open it, but perhaps too little to fully understand the danger it posed. Like a cake. Oh, it's stairs. Up the stairs, left, then left again. Second on the right is where I spend each night. Okay. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Up the stairs, left, then left again. Second on the right is where I spend each night. Here, maybe? I'm wasting my time here. One more time. Which stairs? Maybe these stairs? Up the stairs. Left, then left again. Second on the right, 1, 2, is where I spend each night. Here, maybe? But I thought I'd already been there. Okay, yeah, I had, but now it's different. The bedroom looks like it hasn't been used for some time. A thin layer of dust coats the furnishings and cobwebs decorate every corner. Pulling back the thin curtains lets some light in, but more importantly, they reveal a macabre item that has been hiding on the windowsill all this time. Witch's fingers. That's what those are. I know what you are. It makes me feel uneasy. I don't like it. That's because it's a witch finger. Hard and worryingly sharp. Leathery. Ugh. Hard and somewhat rough. Are they real severed fingers? Surely not. Gold. Wood. Pretty certain you are a witch's finger. One second, I'm getting a spam call. Let me mute that. There we go. Excellent. Oh, and just in case, because I don't know for certain, I'll add a question mark. Okay. Helena Appleton. I can never get any peace in my house. When am I to find time to do my writing? I've tried beeswax, but that makes my ears sore, and besides, I can still hear the shouting and banging at all hours. I heard you might be able to help me. Okay, you want the thing that makes it harder to hear. Yeah, St. John's Anvil. Okay, let me see. Okay, these items have much in common with the St. John's poppy plant of the same name, a fact that is reflected in their designs. Okay. They have quite different uses, however. Whereas the plant helps to overcome deafness, an anvil will dampen sound. They can even be tuned to filter out certain noises, but allow others to be heard still. Okay, so it's going to look somewhat like a flower. Sounds are muffled in its presence. Okay, so it's got the leaves. This is it. The leaves in the design are similar to the leaves in the sketch of the plants. Closer inspection reveals that it does indeed muffle sounds. Gray's Grace, worn as a pendant to dispel melancholy. They share the design of a shadow catcher. Okay. They shared the design of a shadow catcher. This one. This, oh. This, I believe, is Gray's Grace. There we go. That's a little bit more organized. Okay. Let's ring. Barton Potter. You must be the thaumaturge's apprentice. I bet he's a hard man to work under. He's helped me out more than once in the past, though. And speaking of the past, my eye has been aching again lately. That can't be a good sign. I'd be willing to make a fair trade for an Elva stone if you have one. An Elva stone. What was an Elva stone? Can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable ailments such as bracthus or burning blood. The planetary metal used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that is also reflected in their design. Okay, so it's going to have like a moon shape. What are you? Gold. Stone. I'm betting it's probably this one, but let me look. Selenic of the moon. Gold is of the sun. Silver is of the moon. Silver. Yeah, you are silver. And stone. It's rough and pitted. An ethereal quality to it. This might be it. It is. Elva stone. The design features crescent moons, a reflection of the Selenic. The metal is silver associated with the moon. Okay. Ooh, he gave me something. Hello, fancy. Verona Green. I've been doing some reading. See what you make of this. Ambra. These items cause mental fog, a withering of intellect and thought. They are slow to work, requiring several hours to have any effect. Through prolonged use, they can cause the whites of the eyes to turn black and the subject to become deeply disoriented. They produce a noctic field. Interesting. That fisherman they found yesterday had been up at Wyatt Beck's. I'm going to see if I can find anything out there. Here I go again, sticking my nose into trouble because I don't seem to be able to listen to that part of me that says, go put the kettle on and let someone else deal with it for a change. It's bloody-minded arrogance to follow that thought up with, but there isn't anyone else. But here we are, and here I am. They do it all wrong anyway. Okay. Interesting. Francis Mason. I have been wearing a pendant that I found in the library, and it does something to me. It gives me an appetite for reading that I cannot control. I was lost in the library for 3 days without eating or sleeping before I managed to take the pendant off and escape. It is rather pretty, though. Someone told me I need a Cussock purifier and that this is the place to get one. Okay, let's go figure out what a Cussock purifier looks like. Okay, a small topaz gemstone known as the Eye is placed in a strong smelling liquid, usually some potent barley spirit or vinegar. Small tokens, such as rings or amulets perhaps, submerged in the liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Of course, there is a limit to the effectiveness of this process. This thing, maybe? Yes, when I shake it, it rattles. There's something in there. This is it. The label bears the symbol for vinegar. Closer inspection reveals that there's a small object rattling inside. Valent. The holes in a valent are of roughly equal size and spacing. They are used by the adventurous to help them find their way. A curious pulse can be felt where its power concentrates. Simon Green. I've been working on something that you might find interesting. Did you know, it might be Simone, did you know that nobody knows who built Strange Antiquities? It's very old, perhaps the oldest building in Undermere, according to some accounts. Even Eli doesn't know all of its secrets. I've been decoding a journal that he found. It's slow work, but I've made a bit of a breakthrough recently. Have you discovered the plinths below the counter? I have learned that they can be used to access the shop's hidden depths. And the journal holds some of the keys. Here's something I discovered late last night. See what you make of it. I wonder if it's one I already have. Alcove key, horned shackle, evocant, and then a moon something. The writing is dense and spidery, so it's not always easy to decipher. Horned shackle. An evocant. What was the evocant? What did it look like? Right here. And then a moon something. A Selenic totem? A moon heart, maybe? Ah. Hello, beautiful. Ooh, several beautifuls. I want this thing. It's gorgeous. And I want this thing. And it goes here, by the way, I remember. And then I want this thing, and I don't remember where this one goes. They're based on a pattern, though. So it would go before... Oh, it goes right here. Yeah, okay. And then there's one more I'm missing somewhere. Okay, leave. Interesting, interesting. What are these? Not entirely unpleasant, okay. Very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, whatever these mugs are for. No. I'm betting whatever it is, I don't have it yet. Yeah, I'm betting whatever it is, I don't have it yet. Okay, anyways, let's continue. Jim Wolf. After years of working in a thundering mill, I'm afraid I'm quite deaf now. He needs one that increases hearing. I've tried St. John's Poppy, but I'm looking for a more permanent solution. I would love to be able to hear my niece's laughter. You need a hearing charm. This pendant is in the shape of a bat, an animal known for its hearing. Closer inspection confirms that it enhances hearing ability. Veiled Fen. A veiled fen is brightly colored in the light, but it clouds over after a short period in total darkness. They can be used to command attention from individuals or small groups of people. Public speakers sometimes use them as a substitute for charisma. Okay, let's maybe explore some more. Green gemstone, a dark wood, you perhaps. Rough, hard and cool, rough, polished. It's beautiful, whatever it is. Okay, let's read our descriptions real quick. So we want to read about Simone, the librarian. Simone finished reorganizing the Ambleside Library and came to Undermere in search of a new challenge. She took up swimming in the lake after hearing about the health benefits of cold water, but soon found that she preferred the health benefits of a warm blanket, a roaring fire, and a good book. She manages the collections at the Wordsworth Library, following in her mother's footsteps by taking a special interest in occult writings. And then the other one was you? Yes, the Relic Hunter. Barton Potter. Intelligent, affable, heroic. These are the words that Barton Potter would use to describe himself. Irresponsible, impulsive, and foolhardy are some of the more tasteful terms that those who have dealt with him might use. One thing is not in dispute. He knows how to track down objects, and he certainly knows their worth. He's also no coward, and he bears the scars to prove it. He's one of few who have ventured into the depths of the catacombs and lived to tell the tale. And tell the tale he does, at the slightest provocation. Interesting. Okay, let's explore just a little more. Did we already go to the library? I don't remember if we did or not, but we're going to go again. We did. Okay, I remember now. We're going to go again. Somewhere else. Let's go... This was a mistake. Okay, no problem. Let's go one more. I'm wasting my time here. Okay. Last one, because we still got a little bit more. Let's go. Yes, I've been here. I went to the library. I don't remember if I've ever been here, but we're going to go now. Nope, never mind. It's a mistake. Okay, anyways, let's... oh, wait. What about in the actual town? The market square bustles with life, stallholders call out their wares, and town criers spread the latest gossip to eager ears. If you remember, it was once a place for witch burnings and execution. Okay, well anyways, let's end the day. At camp that night, one of the pair had awoken with pain in his left eye. He was alert to the threat at once, recognizing two things at the same time. One, a part of his mind was not his own, and two, the casket wanted to be opened. It's a person? A dancer? Statue pointing. The maiden in the tower points the way. I am buried among the trees. The maiden in the tower points the way. I am buried among the trees. The maiden in the tower points the way. The maiden in the tower points the way. Let's look. Golfrey's Tower? What other towers are there? Maybe here? The maiden in the tower points the way. I am buried amongst the trees. Jacob's Folly. Lady Rosalind built the folly in memory of her husband, lost to the lake, or so the story goes. Now it stands, windborne and empty, overlooking the water. I checked the turret just in case. Nothing but dust and old stones. Love doesn't leave much behind. Okay, I want to try, actually, the tower, right? Golfrey's Tower. And let's see. Okay, I climbed the narrow winding stair to the top of the tower and am rewarded with views across Lake Undermere. I am not alone in the tower. Standing in the center of the circular platform is a statue of a young woman, the Maiden. Her outstretched arm points due east across the rooftops of Undermere and beyond. Okay, so east. And she's buried amongst the trees. Hold on, let me look again. So from here, east, so this way. And she's buried amongst the trees. Maybe the mossy wood? Yes, okay. I find what I am looking for in a small cavity carved into a sturdy oak tree. I look around, half expecting to see someone, but there is nobody there. I take my prize and leave, feeling my mood lifted by the smell of damp moss and the gentle rush of wind through the treetops. Interesting. Verona Green. What do you have to say? I walked up the beck a mile or so in the cold and wet yesterday and found a section with a handful of dead fish floating in it. Belly up and blackened they were. I'm not sure what to make of it, but I don't like it. I'm on my way to Calgarth Hall now. I spoke to Dr. Robertson earlier, and she said the 2 women they found there are still in the same state as the others, in a trance and eyes all black. Before I go, Anna Bryant asked me to drop this off. Is it a letter? Yes, it is a letter. When we were kids, we used to explore an abandoned house on the lakefront. We'd take a boat out to the northern tip of Naylor Island and row across from there. You know the one I'm talking about. Second from the left in the row of 4. I found myself outside its door 3 days ago, and when I went inside for old time's sake, I wish I hadn't. It always had an ominous feel to it. It has taken me the last 3 days to summon the courage to write this letter, but I think it's better you see for yourself what is out there. Yours in faith, Anna Bryant. Okay, so it was northern tip, second from the left of the row of 4. So this one here. I don't know exactly what I was expecting to find. Anna's letter was quite vague after all, but I certainly wasn't prepared for this. In an alcove of the house, peering out through loose mortar and crumbling brick, is a macabre shrine of sorts. The skull of a stag is mounted above the opening, its antlers smeared with a dark red substance, and large melted candles pool out onto the wooden floor on either side. In the center of the altar, there is a small iron chest, rested and fused to the floor. It's clear that it has been here for a long time. I do not see any hinge or keyhole or any way of opening it at all, but after a while I notice an inscription that says simply, I open to the voice. Okay, let's try this one. Aha! Voice of Sununos was correct. The chest opens to reveal a golden totem. I can't imagine who would have stashed it here, or why, but it doesn't look like they're coming back for it anytime soon. It's a kitty! Yep, it's a kitty. next. Lester Crowley. I apologize if this inquisition is an imposition to your disposition. Okay. It is not my intention to bring to your attention a matter of contention. I have an inclination to perform an incantation of flirtation. For your part, a leaden heart of the phonic art. Okay, so he likes poetry. We need the lead heart. I need to figure out what that one is again. Okay, these items depict the god Cernunnos in his non-human form. They are heavier than they look due to a core of lead hidden by a more modest exterior. They are said to kindle romantic interest and are sometimes given as wedding gifts. Okay, in his non-human form, so he has antlers. So I'm thinking it's this thing, and I think it's heavier than we think it is. Yeah, it's heavier than 2 pounds. Okay, lead heart. Using the index, I can remind myself that Cernunnos has antlers, suggesting his non-human form could be a deer. Using my weighing scales, I can confirm that the item is heavier than it looks. This is true, I did. Corvin's Might. A Corvin's Might, sometimes called an eagle's gift, is an assassin's tool that makes use of Wixic power. When the warrior Queen Corvin was surrounded and close to defeat, a gift came to her from an unlikely source. With it, she turned the tide of battle, and the legend of the Bloody Queen was born. Okay, we've been streaming 3 hours and 4 minutes. We'll probably finish this day, and then we'll be wrapping up the stream, most likely. Okay. Oh, you are not Eli. I'm returning an item he asked me to repair. The mechanism was mangled, but I've replaced all the springs and given it a clean. Okay. Good as new. Ah. I know where this goes. I'm sorry. That goes there. It matches exactly. It must just not go there yet. Rude. Okay. Eli, it wasn't my intention to leave you unattended for this long, but I'm afraid that I'm going to need to rely on you for a little longer. Okay. The Order of the Black Veil seemed more concerned by the ravens than the black-eyed state that Mr. Hungerford was found in. They said that it would take a very powerful force indeed to upset them like that. Unfortunately, they either weren't able or weren't willing to talk any further on the subject. I was hoping to avoid it, but I must go to Oxford and the Bodleian Library. I will be gone for a few days at least, perhaps longer, but you seem to be handling yourself well here. I do not see eye to eye with the head of collections at the Bodleian, but I do know that he takes an interest in horticulture. I will take him a Scythian charm to smooth things over between us. Okay, so you need a Smithian charm. Let me see what those looked like, because I don't remember. Did I pass it? Oh, Scythian. I said Smithian. Okay, so they were often carved out of wood. No two are identical. They change with the weather. Usually quite cold, but warm and tingly to the touch while it is raining. Oh. So it's currently raining, so whatever it is should be warm and tingly. And a lot of the times now, they have gems. Hard and cool. That is what it said, right? That they have gems now? Of the planetary metals. Okay, never mind. No, not that. So they use the planetary metals. And what are the planetary metals? Those are... copper, gold, iron, lead, quicksilver, silver, and tin. So if it's copper, gold, iron, lead, quicksilver, silver, or tin. Okay, okay. Wood. One says hot, one says cold. Cool and smooth. Polished. Could be that, but I doubt it. Gold and silver. Warm and vibrating with energy. Wonder if it is this. Yes, it is. Okay. The item is made of gold and silver planetary metals. The leaves hint at the horticultural use of the item. Closer inspection reveals that the item vibrates in the wet weather. Interesting. Okay. Diverging book. Oh, hook. Diverging hook is a way to carve thoughts from the mind of another. If done with skill, the third party may have no realization that the thought was ever there at all, but it is all too easy to leave a mind in disarray. Even when approached with care, the unanchored thoughts are easy to lose track of. They have a single gemstone from each of the 3 thaumic branches. Okay, I want this to come over here. Okay, and then I want to ring this. Francesca Robertson. I'm at a loss with these patients. They aren't responding to anything I've tried so far, and I haven't been able to find anything in the literature that fits their symptoms. I am finding that they become violent if they aren't restrained, and they are always trying to leave. If nothing else, Stranthium tea from a restful nether might get a moment of lucidity out of them, but if you've got any ideas, then I'm all ears. So restful nether or witch's fingers. Let me read and see what each one does. Witch's fingers cause pain, I know that. Restful nether. This particular type can be used to enter a meditative state and bypass the rush and clutter of consciousness, promoting clarity of thought. Okay, so there's that one. Ooh, excuse me, that one. And then there's also the witch's finger. A most unpleasant experience, but a last resort that has cured some and finished off others. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So a restful nether. And a restful nether, I'm sorry, I forgot what it said it needed. Right here. A hot tea made from the Dranthium plant is drunk from them, taking on different proprieties depending on the type of nether. This particular type can be used to enter a meditative state and bypass the rush and clutter of consciousness, promoting clarity of thought. Okay. So it's a potion. So it's one of these. Wood. It's rough. It has a strong odor, sharp, but not entirely unpleasant. Okay. I think it's this one. I lied, it's not that one. Maybe this? Okay, this is Restful Nether. This item resembles the drinking cup in the sketch. It has several embedded iolite gemstones, stones of peace, which hint at its ability to induce a meditative state. Bones Guard. A small item known as a Bones Guard can be placed in any liquid to render it safe to drink. King Cedric the Meek was well known to be terrified of being poisoned, and so always drank from the same goblet and always placed a Bones Guard inside. He was stabbed to death in 1203. These objects bear the mark of the antidote. I've come to thank you for sharing the wonder of the Ares Remnant with me. It has changed my life. I'm still getting to grips with it, but already I'm feeling my way back to painting again. That's good. Thank you. Okay, so that's the end of the day. Did I have anything else that they gave me? No. Okay, I'd like to do just a tiny bit more exploring. Let's try the ballroom. A long dining table fills the room, more often used for intellectual dining parties than dancing. Still, it holds a sense of occasion, but there's nothing to find here. I should not have come here. Okay. Let's try one more. I must have taken a wrong turn. This isn't where I meant to come. Okay, so I can do at least one more. This doesn't seem right. There's nothing here. Okay. I think we're going to... No, I don't want to use any hints. I think we're going to end the day here. No, let's leave all these together. Just because I do know all of these are resonance ones. Okay, so I think we're gonna stop there. Let's end the day and start the new one. He knew what he had to do. Without hesitating, he took hold of his diverging hook and used it to cut away the infected part of his mind before it could spread and consume him entirely. Tower. I am closest to the sunset, but furthest from the sunrise. Well, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. I'm closest to the sunset. It rises in the east and sets in the west. Hold on. So north, east, this would be east up here. And west would be over here. So then it's going to be this one. Yeah. Okay, the view from the tower is quite beautiful, but it's what I find inside that catches my attention. In the middle of the room is an unlocked wooden chest, and within that, not one, but two smaller wooden chests, along with a cryptic scrap of paper. Okay. Put that in our archive. I don't know what that is. Purple gemstone, a purple gemstone, bronze, wood, gold leaf. And they're beautiful boxes. I don't know what they're for, but they're beautiful. I'm looking for anything that has that same symbol, but I don't see anything right now. Yep. Anyways, I think... Hold on, we'll try the ethereal keys on them. No, I didn't figure. Okay, let's go ahead and save and quit. How do we do this? Exit? I hope that saved. Okay, it did save. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stop there for today. Thank you all for coming to the live stream. We made great progress today on Strange Antiquities. I think we were on day like 5 or 6, something like that. And I think there were a total of like 14 days, maybe 15 days, something like that. So we're making great progress. We have figured out a bunch of the items already. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think it's really cool. But thank you for coming around. And just remember, next week, we will be on Monday, we will be having another of the prison escape simulator dig out, what do you call it? Maximum security episodes. And same thing with Friday. So that'll be maximum security on Monday and Friday. And that would be episodes 7 and 8. And then on Wednesday, we'll have our next demo episode. I haven't decided yet on the demo, so I'm not sure yet as to what that one is, but it'll be some new demo on Wednesday. And then again, next Saturday, a week from today at 3 p.m., we will continue Strange Antiquities. So thank you for sticking around, and I hope to see you again next time, and I will see you later. Y'all have a great day. Okay, bye-bye.